We ready?
We have one still getting logged in, but I think you can start
Okay.
at the beginning.
I'm probably going to have to just be verbal vote, and I may resign after this.
All right. All right, good morning. Welcome to the Bricktown Urban Design Commission meeting for May 11th, 2022. We're going to begin the meeting at 9:03 a.m. My name is Brent Wall, and I'm the vice chair of the committee. The following guidelines are in place for meetings in the council chamber at City Hall. Only the south entrance to City Hall will be open for access to the building. For exiting the building, all accesses can be used. Air purifying machines have been installed in the chamber, and hand sanitizer machines and disposable face masks will be available. When called on, applicants and speakers will come forward to the front podium to speak. Only one person at a time should come to the podium. Please speak into the microphone, identify yourself, and provide your address for the record when you begin speaking. Address your comments to the committee. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Citizens may address the committee on agenda items by responding to the chair's call for speakers during discussion on each item and signing the speaker's log on the podium. All comments must be relevant to the item being heard. The chair or presiding officer may, in his or her discretion, prohibit a person from addressing the committee and/or remove that person from the council chambers if that person commits any disorderly or disruptive behavior. Please refer to the meeting agenda for more information about these requirements. If you're parked in the Sheridan Walker parking garage north of John Rex Elementary School, staff can provide you with a parking validation ticket. The agenda and documents are located at okc.primegov.com/public/portal. You would select the Urban Design Committee meeting. Once there, you then click on an agenda item and the related documents will come up below. Desiree, will you please call the roll?
Committee Member Cancio. Committee Member Wall.
Here.
Committee Member Dotson. Committee Member Egon. Committee Member McCowan.
Here.
Committee Member Scaramucci.
Here.
Committee Member Thompson.
Present. We have quorum, correct? All right, so item number 2, approval of minutes for February 9th, 2022.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion, a second?
And Desiree will need to do a voice vote for Committee Member McCowan.
I'll try to get logged in.
Committee Member McCowan.
All right, the item is passed. You can go away now. Where are you on my screen? Sorry, thank you. We'll learn this someday when we all have been here for a few years. All right, item number 3, cases withdrawn. Item A, BCA-220002, building permit mistakenly entered by an applicant as a certificate of approval. Item 4, Katie, did you have any comments on that?
No comments beyond what is in your staff report. This is a project that the committee saw previously in an informational presentation. It is renovation and a rooftop addition to 2 existing structures in Bricktown. And the applicant is present to answer questions
yes,
if you all have any comments. But otherwise, staff had no issues, no concerns with the project, and it is recommended for approval.
So we've moved down to the consent docket.
Oh, yes, sorry. I just skipped right over that. We have nothing on the no continuance request.
Okay. All right. All right, so item BCA-22-0004. The applicant is here. Would you like to give us any information?
I told Katie earlier this morning that less is more, so I'm not going to say much.
Sure.
Anthony McDermott, TAP, and I am the principal in charge of this project, but we made a courtesy presentation of this project several months ago, so I think you're fairly aware of it. We have worked exhaustively with Michael, who's not here, but we've gone through this with a fine-tooth comb, so I don't think there's probably any technical questions, but I would like to do a little bit of bragging. First of all, I would like to brag on our owner, on Boyette. This is a building rescue. If you know this building, if you're familiar with this building, the owner has invested, to this point, a tremendous amount of time and money on this project, and I just want, just in case they're watching from California, I really feel privileged to have had an opportunity to work on this with them. They're a wonderful owner. They're in love with this building, and it takes someone that's in love with this building to actually rescue it. So thank you, Boyette, for that. And then Russell McGee is my colleague on this project, and he's done the heavy lifting, and I wanted to brag on him a little bit. This is a really, really complicated project. And even though it's not very large, it is really, it takes a lot of technical skill to actually pull this off, to bring it up to code structurally, access-wise, deal with a fragile existing structure. It's a very complex project, and he's been awesome on this job. So he's here. I want to brag on him. His hair is perfect, as you can see. and that's all I'd like to say. If you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Well, thank you, Anthony.
I had a question. First of all, I'd echo everything you're saying. Just as a resident of Main Street with our companies and passing by this building often, I'm excited. I'm very excited about what you guys are going to do. I missed, I think, the previous presentation, so I'm just kind of curious about the Quonset hut side. It looks like you guys have really done some work to figure out how you will integrate that tower structure. And I just, maybe we talk about this online, but I'm just kind of curious about the process that you guys went through to figure out how that would work.
Okay, Sandy. So essentially, we've tried to maintain the elevation, the look from the Main Street. So we haven't messed with the original Quonset hut on the south side, the elevation from Main Street. So the vertical circulation, the elevator and the stair, we've put to the back. It's on the north side of the Quonset hut. But yes, we've had to cut some of the existing structure to go up through it. It was almost impossible to achieve that in the old building, in the 129 building. So what we've done is we've introduced, and there are major accessibility issues with the 129 building because it's a half a floor above grade. So what we've chosen to do is leave the historic entrance, front door, if you will, to 129, and then we're going to enter through the Quonset hut because it's at grade. So we'll create a new door and signage on the Quonset hut, go through the Quonset hut to actually get to the main entrance into the 129 building, and that's achieved through an elevator with a double side. So we'll come in one side of the elevator at the Quonset hut at grade, and then go up half a floor and exit on the east side into the 129, which is half a floor above. So it is a tricky deal, but
Yeah. Now that you mentioned, now that you explained that, even what I'm seeing on the drawings makes a lot more sense. I appreciate that. I think they did that very well at the Mideque building too. Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Great. Thanks.
Yep.
I just have a curious question.
Don't make it hard, Ava.
I won't.
Okay.
If you had to pick the single most difficult thing about this building, what would that be?
Russell may have a different view of it, but I'm going to say just keeping it standing and bringing it up to code, because it's a wood frame building. It's got, well, you're very familiar with the Plow building.
Yes.
So it's wood columns, wood beams, but none of it meets seismic, today's seismic requirements. So we had to bring it up to seismic. So we've reinforced some of the, for the most part, we've left the wood structure in place, but we've had to reinforce it with some steel bracing and cross bracing and auxiliary members. But I would say that's probably technically the most difficult challenge in the building.
And I would say to that point that the dedication, that's really where it lies, is spending so much time and money before it looks like you've done a thing.
Yeah, right.
So that's admirable.
So you're a veteran. I tell this story all the time. You're a veteran of these projects. But, you have to explain it to an owner ahead of time.
Yes.
You're going to spend a lot of money, and you're going to have less than what, after you spend a lot of money, you're going to have less than what you started with before you start to see more than what you started with.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, staff will just say, this is a really complicated project. They have taken great care to cross every T and dot every I, and this just as easily could have been an application to come in and tear this building down. So we're very excited to see this move forward and to see this building brought back to life. So.
I just want to say I really love this project. From the balcony outside my office door, we'll be able to see all this going on. And my office is on top of a bar, so if you need to come by, and I'll buy you a drink, and we can go up there and watch, and because I'm sure you're going to have a lot of challenges, but it's going to be absolutely wonderful. So, great job.
All right, thank you, sir. I would echo all those sentiments. It's actually extremely helpful to hear kind of how the sausage is made for us, so that when other buildings come before this commission, that we have a greater understanding of exactly what it takes to salvage them and to bring them back to life. So we appreciate your time and effort to come do that for us today. So I would entertain a motion to approve the consent docket.
So moved.
Second.
All right.
Richard.
I need to actually touch the.
Maybe
It shows that it passes. I think we can correct in the minutes who the mover and seconder were, are having some technical challenges with PrimeGov, but we've got 4 votes in favor, so I think we can say that
Sure.
It's approved.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item number 6, we have no cases for individual consideration this month. Item 7, does anybody have any other business? No other business. Item number 7, looks like we had one item that was administratively approved this month. Item number A, any comments from planning department staff?
I have no comments today.
All right, great. Any comments from committee members? Very good. All right, our next meeting will be Wednesday, June 8th, 2022.
Are there any cases, do we know?
I don't believe we've had anything come in time for the next meeting, but we'll confirm that with you guys in the next couple of days or next week so that you know whether to hold that on your calendar. I know summer gets tough.
Yeah. Sure.
I know
All right.
for sure I won't be here.
Okay.
All right, with that, we will adjourn the meeting at 9:17 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your time.
Thanks.